Hello, welcome back to Monday. I took a week off because I was on call from work. Admittedly, I didn't have very many calls. I probably could have streamed, but it was the end of our Warhammer playthrough, so it felt like taking some time off. But I have plans for other things in the future. For now, I would very much like to play more Digimon World. This game is it's got a lot of charm. I've got very fond memories of it, and yeah, we'll dive back into it. And joining me are friends, Candy Spider.
Yes, hello. I saw your funny little comment on your schedule today. I'm afraid I have to pull out of this forever now. Goodbye.
Oh, you'll get used to it.
I'm
Also
gone.
joining me, Slick Opinion.
I'm gone. You can't
Hello.
talk to me anymore.
Screen share.
Hi, PS.
Yeah, sexy.
Howdy. I didn't catch.
Capture. There we go. Oh, hold on. I didn't have my controller turned on. I think I have to restart the emulator.
Oh.
And also re-plug
Fully
it
know
in.
what's happening.
Swapping USB sticks. Turn my controller off. So the last things that happened, we recruited a bunch more people. We got jumped by Greymon, who we beat in combat. Now, will this work? Hey, it does. Although it ate the capture. There it is. Okay. Oh, the sound. There is probably something buggy with this emulator, considering this version of the emulator I'm running this on. I mean, the PlayStation I'm running this on, finger quotes, is very old. I've had the same version of it for more than 10 years at this point.
Wow.
But it still works.
Oh, this game looks delightful.
So here we are. This is our Andromon
Looking
friend.
at it. Just looking at it, I already love this game.
This is Bob. He is 14 years old. Well, days old.
I don't think that I had actually seen this game when, you last played it. So
It's
I
very
just
charming.
I guess I was expecting a more recent game, and now I'm
Oh no.
delighted.
This game came out before the anime did. Like the original run of the anime. Not very much before, only like a few months before, so they were kind of being worked on concurrently. But
That's crazy.
yeah, it's an oldie. But yeah, Andromon, he's all right. He's an ultimate level Digimon. He doesn't know very many moves, but he gets the job done. He's not very happy, but he's very well behaved.
I give him some
As
more
all-
moves.
As all children should be.
I would love to be able to give him more moves, but all the moves that he can learn are only from like he can only learn them from like other mechanical Digimon, and we can't get to them yet. So we're kind of stuck with what we've got. Oh, a mysterious sprout. Tanamon, tell me this thing. Oh, sorry, she's sleeping.
She's saying sleeping out loud over and over again.
This is a rain plant fruit. She sure is. Anyway, Palmon runs the meat farm. We can get our daily helping of meat. You do
Giant meat.
giant meat. I hope you like that stomping noise of Andromon.
You know I do.
Here are all of our other friends. This is Elecmon. He runs the lights. We have our resident ghost, who we cannot understand. Oh, Bakamon. If you have a Bakamon, you can actually understand him. You will be able to know what mysteries he speaks of.
It's funny looking at Digimon, like, now that I like have a better understanding of Japanese and how it works, because I can just be like, oh, right, it's called Bakemon because of Bakemono. Yeah.
Okay. I got Unimon in the item shop right now. There's a few different people who run the item shop. At this time of day, it's Unimon. I must not have very much money.
I wonder how many of the Digimon have like substantially different names between the Japan and English. Japanese and English, rather.
I don't know.
A lot of them were unchanged. There were like some
Yeah.
small changes. Like I think, which one was it? Was it Palmon? No, Biomon's name is Piomon in Japanese, which they probably changed because they didn't want kids saying P.
Yeah. Yeah. Consulting my guide to see what.
Ooh, I like this little electric bird guy, or whatever. Or
He's
centipede. Oh wow. Yeah.
There's some green ones over here that we can fight if I can get there before the sun rises.
I like that guy.
Andromon was always fond. I was always fond of that one.
I watched a little bit of the cartoon or the anime, but I do not recall much at all.
Oh, I watched the shit out of Digimon. I watched Digimon Adventure and Digimon Adventure 2. I kind of fell out on Digimon Tamers just because I was like, it's different now, I don't like it. But then when Digimon Frontier came in, I was like, oh, there's a sexy girl in it. I can go and watch this one for sure. And I did.
It's Worm. Please. There. So we have no direct control over Digimon in combat. We can kind of just tell it to do things and hope that it does that. Neat.
It's a pet simulator a little bit.
Yeah, very much so. It feels a little loud. I need to check. It's good enough. Oh god. Let's go check on Andromon to see if he's done digging that tunnel yet. Mushroom. Always pick up mushrooms.
Howdy, Dice.
Hello.
Welcome.
Always pick up mushrooms and put
I was
them
doing
immediately
something
into your
right
mouth
now,
without
but
any second
work.
thought.
Late day for me, so I am making dinner right now. So almost inside the oven. Get up.
Welcome to Digimon.
Welcome to the drill tunnel.
You fucking lied to me. You told me this was a New York Stock Exchange podcast.
Stock Exchange is its own kind of digital world.
Wait.
These days, at least.
No, that's where I want to be.
You got any Digimon thoughts, Dice? You interact with Digimon as a youth?
I watched it when I was like 7. I remember there was a little dinosaur guy, and also a very sexualized angel.
Yes.
Some guy had an attack, so there was some vampire guy with some sort of crimson attack.
That was Myotismon.
Yes, Myotismon.
Guess what? Myotismon is in this game.
You gotta get him.
Good.
I don't know if you can actually raise a Myotismon. You might be able to.
I remember when I was young and like the first season of Digimon, the first season of Digimon was like coming to a close, I had a nightmare where the entire content of the nightmare was that it ends with the kids returning home and forgetting that the digital world exists, and I was just so sad about that.
We've been waiting for this. The tunnel is open. We don't have to go over the mountain anymore. Thanks. Going to move that big rock pile by myself. What should I do now?
Dremogomon, like Drill Mole.
Become a friend. You'll find things to do. Off he goes.
I find, oh god, the end of like all his digits have drills on them. It's
Yeah,
kind of
they do.
disturbing.
It's a little weird. All right, so now that that tunnel is done, we don't have to go all the way through Mount Panorama anymore. We can just cut through the drill tunnel.
Digimon designs, there's a lot of them, and they go basically everywhere.
Oh wait, it's time for the Gear Savannah. I love this song.
Oh, low angle camera.
Yep. With zebra unicorns. In the distance, you can see Factorio Town, which is where all like the mecha Digimon are. But we can't. Sorry. Jump scared by zebras.
So many Gabumons.
Is the card store here? It is. I would like to buy Digimon cards, please. Buy a pack of 3.
Well, what's the plot of this game so far? Or is that,
You make friends
Yeah, basically.
with Digimon, and they're your friends, and you get to have them as your friends.
Actually, is this the start of the game or midway through?
This is several hours in.
Okay.
Ooh. Numemon. No, I don't want to waste all the money on cards.
I recall from the beginning, you get summoned into the digital world by a Digimon, the
Yes.
old man Digimon, who charges you with, I believe, rebuilding the city is kind of your initial impetus for adventure.
Yes, that is true.
There is
Basically,
I
the
forget the
Digimon.
name of it.
Oh, hello, bird. Yeah, there's basically like the Digimon town used to be full of happy-go-lucky Digimon, and then something happened that made them go crazy and turn into wild animals, basically.
Blackbeard.
So, yeah, we're trying to find out what that was and try to restore the city to its former glory. So we have to find a bunch of Digimon and convince them to come back.
By force.
Some of them by force. Some of them you just really need to talk to and say like, hey, please come back. Biyomon, you don't even have to fight. You just have to catch her because she runs around.
Andromon's right foot is messing me up. I couldn't.
Ow. It is. It's like he's got purple skin.
Yeah, he's like, the thing about Andromon is that he's kind of half zombie.
A
Like
little bit.
if you look closely, like his like metal
Yeah.
head is shaped like a skull. He's like,
Well, it's. I mean, like, that's fine, but you build your zombie cyborg and you're like, no, what? He's fine sticking with his original right foot.
yeah, that one was undamaged.
Well, yeah, that's how you know he's an android. He's not all robot. Otherwise, he'd be Robotmon.
More machine than man now.
I mean, androids are usually all robot.
Yeah.
He'd be like
I know,
cyborg.
an android's a robot that's a human, so he's a cyborg.
Do you have to poop yet? Fine. I
If
have a
you're
porta potty.
super pedantic, an android is a robot that looks like a man.
True.
But Gynoid just sounds weird, so people kind of just use android for robots that are shaped like men and
Where-
women.
Where's Gynomon? What's she doing?
Which one?
Gynomon.
Actually, would anthroid be the gender neutral term?
Nah, andro means man.
Well,
Gynomon.
anthro is what I said.
Oh yeah.
So
Andromon.
potentially.
It's just humans. That's what Digimon is,
Well,
I
if
guess.
we're going by Latin, it would be Homomon.
I don't want to fight two of these things. We're running from this combat.
That's just a dragonfly-ass dragonfly.
Yeah, it is.
Homomon is either the worst or the best Digimon, and there's no in between.
It's got to be the best. I believe. I have to believe.
To turn this game. Oh, now you have to poop. Hold on.
Your robot man needs to poop.
Yes, he does. I don't know where there is a poop near the toilet nearby, other than the one we passed. Check the maps. I don't think there is one. Fine. Go back. Lousy robo poops. Don't fight me while I have to poop.
Well, why are you still streaming?
Taking care of your like larger humanoid Digimon the same way you would take care of a pet is always kind of funny a little bit.
Alright, now we can progress with our adventure.
It's like in Cult of the Lamb, we just turn to like a kindergarten teacher who just murders their students occasionally.
It is especially weird with Digimon like Andromon because he is sentient. Like, he is very intelligent in the anime.
Like, most Digimon are sentient is the thing, it's just Andromon is like very advanced.
Yeah. But in this one, oh, hello.
Yeah, cute little frog guys.
Whoops, I didn't mean to praise you for nothing. Oh well.
But he's so happy.
He's fish. Very happy. Oh yeah, this Automamon is just rude. Calls us a bunch of names. Do I have to beat him every time to go to Shogun Gekomon? I guess I do. Okay. Let's fight Automamon. Low recovery items, but beat the crap out of this purple tadpole.
He's a baby! You're beating up a baby!
It is kind of crying at you to attack.
Yeah, it's dripping on us.
This baby is a real jerk, so
No!
fighting it is...
We've been reduced to pixel form.
God. I want a modern Digimon game where you get just like super JPEG compressed.
This is infuriating. Please end this thing. Please stop. Okay, I got his finishing move up, but I really don't want to get interrupted by this thing. Okay. Oh god. Let me clown this thing.
I truly love that you turn into like the little sprite from the little handheld Digivices.
Use Spiral Sword. Nope. Interrupted. Turn back into it. Sprite.
That is just delightful. I love when video games do shit like this.
There. It's over. Andromon is pretty strong, but he only has one attack, and it kind of sucks.
Yeah,
It's very unfortunate.
When did this game came out? It seems like, just from the textures, it seems pretty late in the PS1's life cycle.
Might have been. I can't remember exactly when.
Because these are some, like,
I did look it up.
gorgeous textures. I have to-
99.
Yeah. Yeah, 99.
Yeah. There's my boy, Shogun Gekomon.
I'm very close to getting perfectly, or almost perfectly, roasted chicken. They aren't cooking at the same rate, which is frustrating. But I'm almost at 160.
I've never understood
so-
why the Gekomon have, like, trumpets, but I always thought it was cool.
This is very important. Don't ignore me.
It sounds like good.
I think the last time I did this, the game crashed, and so I haven't actually been here to talk to Shogun Gekomon yet.
Oh, yeah.
That explains why Otamamon was calling me names. Anyway,
So,
Cherrymon makes
this
the
was
fog.
5 years into the PlayStation 1's lifespan, so about halfway.
When did you say 98?
99,
This game came out in 99.
99.
right before the anime premiered.
Man, how long was the PS1 a thing? Like, when did the PS2 come out?
2000.
Okay. But, like, the PS1 was still getting games made for it, right?
Yeah, the Wikipedia lists the lifespan of the PS1 is ending in 2006. When it was
That's
officially
crazy.
discontinued.
That is crazy to think that, like, there was a time when a new console coming out didn't necessarily mean the old console was down for
Yeah.
the count.
2000 is when they released the small form factor PlayStation, which is one of the ones I had.
I want to fight at the arena. This Gekomon wants to do violence.
It's the only way to get respect in this digital world.
Gekomon joined the arena, except he stays here. I do like what this one says. Shogun is collecting rare items. He used to collect items, but now he's really into Digimon cards.
That's just the way it is on this digital earth.
That's the last line. You can collect. Thank you, Gekomon.
Any rares?
Let's show him a Digimon card. There's no faster way to navigate this menu. I'll give him my duplicates.
Well, at least it remembers where you are in the giant list.
That is nice. Penmon, it's very common. It's worth 5 points. Tentomon.
Very common.
Yeah, my boy!
Demimeramon, that one's common. Oh, I have a lot of Numamons. These are not worth very good. This isn't good. I'll give you 1 point for it. Well, I'll take them. I don't really want multiple Numamon cards. Or Vegemon cards, for that matter.
So the cards are just for collecting, and right? There's no Final Fantasy-esque
No,
mini game.
there's no battle game, as much as I would love. You can look at them though. That's us. We have our own Digimon card.
Oh,
We got
We are
Cherrymon.
adorable.
He's Tree. Or Greymon. Devimon.
Ooh.
Angemon.
What
Kind of a
what
weird
Digimon
pose.
do you remember, Pio?
Uh,
And
I mean,
and Dice, since you apparently don't remember too much about it either.
Centaur.
I remember there being this weird puppet Digimon who was the
Puppetmon.
antagonist of the portion of the show I remember.
That was the end of Digimon
Or-
Adventure. That was the last arc.
Puppetmon wasn't the last.
He
Wasn't
was
the
part-
last
yeah,
antagonist, was he?
Yeah, he was part of the Dark Four, the Dark Masters, whatever they were called.
Yeah. But he was like one of the early ones. He wasn't. He was like a fairly minor Dark Master.
Well, I consider all four of them like the last arc.
That's true.
They're all
That's true.
affiliated.
God, who were the Dark Masters?
Piedmon, Puppetmon, Machinedramon, and Megaseedramon?
Was it Myotismon? Was it
No.
Myotismon?
Well, Myotismon, he was a big villain, and then I think he showed up at the very, very end again for some reason. Anyway, here's Tentomon.
Oh,
He's a bug.
Kamen Rider.
Yeah, you were right.
Here's this
Piedmon,
guy again.
Piedmon, Machinedramon, Puppetmon, and Metal Seedramon.
Metal Seedramon, that's who it was. I
They were
both
founded
love...
by Apocalypmon.
Oh, right. Apocalypmon was the final boss. It just came out of nowhere in the last 2 episodes.
It's
I
been
both-
me, Apocalypse.
Yeah, this dude!
This is
no,
Nanomon. I both love and hate this guy so much.
I
He
do
talked
remember
like
when-
Macho Man Randy Savage in the anime.
I do remember another recent thing I saw for Digimon, and it was like the English dub of like some Digimon movie where like they just gave the final, like, I guess for lack of a better word, boss this very whiny, neurotic voice.
So the thing about that
That's
movie is that it was made of 3 different movies that they just kind of pasted together. It made no sense whatsoever.
But we're saying we should watch it.
Yes, absolutely. I actually still have not watched those movies individually. I should do that someday.
I think this is Misty Trees. We have not been here yet.
Ooh.
Where is...
In my restless dreams, I see that place. Misty trees.
Ah! It's Fugamon.
Never played a Silent Hill game, but I absolutely love the vibe of Silent Hill.
Oh, Dice,
Yeah.
you should super play Silent Hill.
We're not equipped for this fight.
I have 2
If you
months
like-
left. First off, is it okay for a 30-year-old man to say vibes?
100%.
I hope
Okay.
so.
And 2, yeah, I probably should. What's the best way to do? I know like the Silent Hill 2, like I've seen people play through them, so I already know the plots of them. Just don't. I know big things, but I also like have never played them, and I'm curious what the best way to do that is.
I would recommend just playing them in order. Like,
Well,
They-
but what I assume emulation is probably the best one. I know the PC ports have some problems.
yes,
I think
my
that
understanding of-
3's is okay, but 2's apparently is pretty bad.
Hmm.
But there's like a mod you can get that kind of makes it better.
yeah, it is actually there. It is an extensively, like, it extensively changes the game to make it like a much better experience. Like, it essentially works quite well if you install the mod. But yeah, just play the first 4 games and then keep an eye out for Silent Hill F, because that one might be good.
Okay, gonna
I mean,
do a
the
save
trailer
state.
looked good, but trailers like our quality is completely divorced from the actual game quality.
It's not the trailer that makes me excited about Silent Hill F.
But
So, you may be wondering why we're here, but there is in fact a Digimon hiding over here.
yeah,
Where could he
his
be? I
head.
can't see him.
Oh,
grab 'em.
Gabumon wants to fight. Oh god, what is the sound doing?
Some manner of digital interference called the world.
Hopefully it goes away after this fight. If not, I may have to load state.
So you can't just fight any old Digimon to get them as your friends. Because I saw other Gabumons.
Yeah, the other ones are just random enemies. There's a lot of random encounters in the game. They're just palette swaps of other Digimon.
I see.
The actual, like, named ones, these are the important ones. These are the ones we want to find. We powered up.
I always liked Gabumon because he was a dinosaur who wanted to be a wolf so bad that he just became one.
Yeah.
Because like in his basic form, he's literally just wearing some wolf fur on him, and then he digivolves into a wolf.
Gabumon is one of 2 Digimon you can start the game with. Either Agumon or Gabumon.
Of course.
Oh god, his special
Got it.
move. I interrupted your power-up sequence. Now it's time for mine.
Wait, didn't you say you can start with Tentomon too?
You can get Tentomon, but you can't start with him.
Ah, okay.
When you start the game, you get asked random questions, and depending on how you answer, you either end up Agumon or Gabumon.
But you can get Tentomon before you're supposed to?
Well, you can get Tentomon as your pal, but you can't, like, meet him as a character until later. Not that it matters. There's no relation between the two.
Alright. That's weird, but okay.
I don't want to fight. If you don't want to fight, then run away. That's too bad. The translation in this game isn't great. I will say that.
Damn. A PS1 game in 2099 not having a great translation?
City?
Can't imagine it.
For some reason, this reminded me. Sorry, go ahead.
No. That was all I had.
For some reason, it reminded me of this like translation kerfuffle in Yu-Gi-Oh! Was like relatively recent, like 5 years ago, where so Yu-Gi-Oh! Has like lore text on some of its like monsters that don't have any effects. And for one, I can't remember his name, like Mech Knight something or another. It was like this whole paragraph of just of something like having lost his heroes, blah blah. He picked up a sword and continued the fight, and like a huge lore thing. It was like 60 words probably, and like they translated to English and they changed the text to just check this out.
God, I'm so
It's probably
scared.
the all-time localization bubble.
Please. I don't want to fight any of you people.
In my distracted state, I'm also going to talk about, like, speaking of trailers, like, have you ever seen those trailers for Atomic Heart? Because I'm, like, feeling very suspicious of that game, because it looks too good to be true.
I haven't heard of it.
Oh, it's got some fucking wild trailer. Oh, it's got some wild trailers that look very, very good. But I have no idea if this is actually going to reflect in the final product, especially since we've had like scandals where it turns out like trailers were just fake gameplay footage.
What on earth is that one with the snail shell?
That is, well, that's Shellmon, but that's not Shellmon. It's a palette swap version of Shellmon.
It's Hellmon.
Ah,
Oh,
we found him. This version of Cherrymon is very different than the one that appears in the anime. In the anime, he's got like a big bushy mustache, and he like is a mentor type figure. In this, he looks terrifying.
yeah, the stitched up mouth is a choice. I'm looking at the anime one. It's still kind of terrifying. Not gonna lie.
He's got a very silly voice in the dub. See, I have only ever watched the dubbed version of Digimon Adventure, and in my mind, that is like the canon version. Those are the voices of those characters.
Same here.
I cannot see the subbed version. It's not right.
I have a friend who lives in Brazil, and she in Brazil they got just the subbed version.
Mhm.
And I tried to show her the English dub, and she hated it so much. And I tried to watch the Japanese version, and I hated it so much.
It's just wrong.
It doesn't have any jokes. It doesn't have the jokes that the English version has.
They're not good jokes, but they're there.
They are the best jokes.
Some of them are pretty good.
I will admit that Braveheart is a better song than Hey Digimon, though.
How could you?
The theme
It's
song
an
is
awful song.
the theme song. Braveheart is a great song. Hey Digimon is a terrible song.
It's a terrible song, but it's great.
But the theme songs are roughly on equal footing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Butterfly is fucking amazing, though. But the is just too good.
My favorite
And it's
part
more
about the
digital.
dub is how they decided which voices they were gonna give to all the Digimon. So like, there's one Digimon who is just trapped in a giant egg who talks like Peter Lorre for some reason.
Yeah.
it's just amazing.
A weird thing about the Japanese version, because in the anime, whenever a new Digimon appears, they get like an intro screen where you like get to see their stats and their name and stuff.
Oh, right,
And in
yeah.
the Japanese version, there is no dialogue over them. Like it's silent for like a full 5 seconds while you look at their intro screen. Whereas in the English version, they like talk over it and are like, "Oh, this is Rarimon, and he's real stinky. Don't get close to him." And I always enjoyed the little banter that they had. But in the Japanese version, it's just nothing. It just appears.
Oh,
So now that we have talked to Cherrymon, he will train us. It's not very
he
good.
lectures
training,
you, it makes you smart.
but here, eat a mushroom. Happy. So now that Cherrymon has moved out of the way, we can go up here to Toy Town. And boy, the emulator is not having a good time with sound. Hang on. This happens sometimes. There we go. I don't think there's any enemies in Toy Town. There isn't much to do here. Yet.
Oh. Yeah, I love the Shy Guys toy box.
This costume's different from the others. It has some overpowering presence. Whoa. Here's a zipper on the back.
Boy, you were
Do you want to get in? No. Only if you are limber and slippery can you can go in. If only we had some sort of slippery Digimon.
putting that on just seems like a recipe for disaster. I don't know what its deal is, but
Robot house.
finally a place for Andromon.
Kin.
Alright, this is my new favorite Digimon. I love this guy.
I don't think that's a real Digimon. I'm gonna be honest.
Pretty sure that is just a toy.
I know Andromon
Oh.
is sleepy, but I want to see if there's anything else we can do here right now. I don't think there is.
Look, Tinmon, it has a page on the wiki.
Yeah, there's nothing else we can do in Toy Town. Okay, sleep on the couch.
Huh. Alright, they have an esoteric interaction depending on if you have a specific partner.
Oh, okay. I think, yeah. You need a very specific Digimon for, like, things to happen in Toy Town, and we don't have that. Toy Town has like its own storyline that happens, so as of right now, there isn't much for us to do here. Oh, we might actually be able to get to somebody while we're here. But I need to see where exactly it is. Okay. Yeah, I think we might be able to recruit yet another friend. Potentially. Oh, we gotta get there quick. Dang it. I don't want to fight you.
Oh man, evil Patamon.
I think they're Tsukaimon or something like that.
Patamon's rude now. Patamon says fuck.
Actually, to get
listens to Nine Inch Nails.
to recruit Patamon in this game, you have to beat him in combat 3 times in a row.
Patamon's a fucking beast. Patamon will fucking cut you.
It's true. Am I early enough to catch a friend? I am. There's all these statues around here.
Get your Chocobo. It's right there. Get it.
It's Kakatorimon. He's a caucus.
Ah.
Turns Digimon to stone. Don't know. Leave me alone. I only have 1 attack and I need to charge it up. This might go badly. Oh my god, that hurt. This is not going well.
How much control do you have over this?
Next to none. Like, I can tell him to attack, but the one attack we have is awful. It's got bad range. It just misses a lot. Oh, that's his special attack. This is gonna hurt.
Get out of there, Andromon.
How many bonds do you get at a time?
Just one. The future games changed that, but I kind of like this. Okay, I need to time this right. Okay.
Oh, so I have food now. Can I get the command to eat?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know if we're gonna win this fight, to be honest. Yeah, sometimes his attack just misses, and I don't know why. I really wish I had a better attack, but no.
I was hoping the robot house might give you some options, but no.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Really the tin.
Kakatorymon's got really high defense too, apparently. He is tanking the hell out of these. Yes! Knocked him out of his super move. Almost full power. Well. Can use our restore and immediately squander it because of that attack. Nope. Dead. Dang.
I like the they count you out.
I didn't think Kakatorimon was that strong, but wow, he owned the hell out of me. That would have gone a lot better if Andromon had a single other attack. The small bit of life left, Bob was able to survive. Maybe your things were stolen. Stolen objects may be sold somewhere. Don't give up finding them. So I think the stand where you buy the cards, you can go there and find some items. Yeah, he stole my offense chip. Jerk. Oh, yeah, I guess. This is Digimon. Oh, there's a butterfly. I forget what that means. Huh. But Digimon is the old man.
Whatever it is, it doesn't look like he's doing very good. Maybe you should like give him a break.
Hey guys, I got this sweet offense chip on discount.
Andromon came here and talked about making a treasure hunting a full-time job. A big job. Gabumon came here and talked about being worried over doing something. I told him to choose a large-scale job. Prosperity rate of the current city is 23. It's finally taking shape. Oh, you're hungry. Eat a mushroom. I'm gonna stockpile meat for a bit. File city has reached 20. Dang it. I used the rain seed already. Not have used the rain seed. That was the thing we needed. Oh well. It'll come back. Andromon is still sleeping. But now we have our friend Dromojimon. We are treasure hunters. We find underground treasures using our digging skills. Trust me to find treasure. Explain. We have 2 plans with 2 different days and prices. Regular 3-day, 1,000 bits. Special 10-day, 5,000 bits. That's about it. Find treasure. Regular. Okay, bye. I'm really good at looking for things. Good old Gabumon. He's doing his best. Oh wow, our discipline dropped a lot by losing that fight. How much money do I have? 100 bits. I have to restock on items. Biomon is in the shop.
My girl.
How many merit points do I need to get the amazing rod? 300.
Digimon was my favorite Digimon, but Sora was my favorite Digidestined.
That's fair. Ugh. Items are expensive.
Sora, Mimi, and Izzy were my favorites.
Yeah, same.
I cannot recall enough to tell you.
I have to talk to this thing. Iromon. Okay. That's the same rumor.
That was just a Mumbies from Kirby.
A little bit. Okay. Kakatorimon is out of reach currently. I don't think we can take Tyrannomon. Maybe we should go to the Great Canyon. Yeah. How do I get there? Tropical jungle.
I love that thing that you just walked past because that's like the other thing that Koromon can evolve into besides Agumon. Like, that's Agumon's cousin.
You have a butterfly again. I don't know what it means. I think they get butterflies around their head if they have low discipline, and it basically means they're not paying attention as such.
Space Cadet.
I don't know how that is relevant, but
And I guess it symbolizes, he's being distracted by a butterfly.
mhm. Don't need to fight you. Digimon scare me so much. They're so jittery. Trying to navigate this world. Wait, this is the Amida Forest. We don't want to be here. Amida Forest has got really good music, but it leads to the Dino Zone, and that's bad. These Tyrannomon will attack us and eat us for breakfast. Oh god. It's so scary. You have to master the art of body blocking with your Digimon. It's poop time. Oh, there's a toilet around here somewhere. Oh, Madoki Betamon. Get out of the way. Got bathroom emergency on our hands. I don't have the right item because I used it. Hang on, I need to look up where this toilet is because I don't have very much longer. Okay. It's close. I could just use the porta potty, but they're expensive. Oh god. Oh god, Andromon's intelligence dropped enough that I can no longer tell him what ability to use.
Oh.
I guess his stats dropped. Oh yeah, his stats dropped quite significantly from losing that fight. Didn't know that happened. Please don't poop, please don't poop, please don't poop. Thank you. This game is really good at making you feel extreme shame for letting your Digimon poop outside of a toilet because it just stays there forever. You can get rid of it. If you have one of two Digimon, you can get rid of them because they will eat it. But that is the only way to get rid of it off of the world map if you have a care mistake, so to speak. Okay, so Yuramon told us that they're an invisible bridge. Sure enough.
Very, uh, very Last Crusade.
Yeah.
Only in a leap from the lion's head may he prove his Digiworth.
Pio, I feel like you'd be a fan of Goburimon back there too. He's a little rock dude.
Yeah, he's a little guy. I can appreciate him.
Him and Pumpkinmon were like best friends in the anime. They had a whole episode where they did stuff. This is Monochromon. He runs a shop. Actually, I'm from another world. Yes, I do. Awkward spacing.
Like the capital I just has a bunch of extra space after it.
Help me do something. Can you work in my shop? Half day. The more you sell, the more I'll pay you. You know our language. You can lose money. Don't worry. It'll be good for me. How about 8 hours? Not this moment, because I want to save first. 8 hours. That's like half the day. Yes, we just pooped, so we should be safe. Let's do it.
That's according to context.
Let us work the shop. I need...
What is the optimal bowel cycle of this game?
Usually twice a day.
Wait, that's not healthy.
Could be worse.
I sure could use some. Oh, that's what the problem is. Stop eating just meat.
Yeah, the Digi diet is not very good. Oh, that's not Burimon. That's Gatsumon. Excuse me. We got some great meat. Let's raise the price. Okay. Raise 50 to 55. Yes, let's raise to 55. I need to remind myself how this game works, because you need to sell a certain amount of stuff for Monochromon to join your city. Anyway, this goblin wants a porta potty. Raise price. Oh, he doesn't want that. What do we think this? Key price at 300. Okay. I could sure use some meat. Raise price. Nope. He's upset about that. I do like that he's got the meat in like the little warming display on the counter. Oh god.
God, this is a creature.
It's Weedmon. Weedmon wants some munchies. Yeah.
We both raised to that joke.
Let me rethink this. Okay. I think I might be able to get away with raising the price if they're a little upset. I'll try it. These goblins love their portable potties. Oh, okay, he's fine. 300, 330.
There's a lot more poop centered than I thought it was going to be.
It always is. The store sells meat and porta potties. That's it. You want something else? Get out of here. Get the bricks. What? Okay, fine. He's said we charged too much, so I lower the price. Just for you. Let me guess. Oh, he wants the medicine. That's the big, expensive one. Let's raise price on the medicine. Oh, he doesn't like that. Okay, I'll be nice. I'll keep it at 1,000. I don't think we're gonna make enough money.
You really need some medicine? How much do you need medicine?
1,100 bits. Yeah. Dude, wrap it up for me.
Dave, if you wrap it up for yourself, maybe you need less medicine.
I like to think that this is just the same guy coming in here over and over again. You probably wouldn't need the medicine if you stopped eating all this meat. Got a deal. Porta potty. Let's raise the price on that porta potty. Oh yeah, everybody's happy about this. Halfway done. Sales are good. We can make some money. Porta potty. Nope, he doesn't like that. Okay, let's rethink this. Keep it at 300. I think we might be good. Raise price. He's very upset about that. Okay, 300. Give me a break. That's the regular price. Fine. $270. Just for you, Weedmon. So the actual profit is, I think that's how much money you will actually make from doing this in-game, but you need to sell a little more than 3,000 bits worth of merchandise for Monochromon Join File City. Raise the price on that meat. He doesn't like it. Which I think we've made more than 3,000, or we've sold more than 3,000 bits worth of stuff, especially with all these people coming in for medicine. Nah. You see, you offer them the high price first, and then when they complain, then you drop it down to the regular price, and it's like, yeah, alright, you're getting a deal. Whoa. It's Muchomon. Boy, I gotta get a portable potty. You do know that there's a toilet outside this building, right?
Well, he's gotta, go when he goes back and lives in the woods.
Okay, 300 bits. There you go. Penguin. Weird jungle penguin.
Again, these are digital monsters. It feels so weird for this much poop in the game.
I was kind of mystified, but it makes more sense considering, the Digimon began as a Tamagotchi thing, where cleaning up after them and training them was a big, part of the Tamagotchi.
No. Alright. Weedmon was very upset that I overcharged him for some meat, even though he was happy with the price. I think it's time. Thank you for your work. You could do better. I want you to work more. Oh, maybe we do have to get a profit of 3,000 bits then. Dang. That is a lot. Andromon is tired, hungry. Same. Meat. Sleepy. Sleep. How old are you, Andromon? You're getting up there. Wonder if...
I'm an old Mandramon.
I wonder if you need to sell 3,000 bits worth of merchandise total. I don't know. That's not what I wanted to do.
I wonder if Metal Sprinter would work better against multiple opponents.
I don't think so. I think it only targets one.
Really? Because it looks like it just shoots out over a wide area, but...
Mm-hmm. I have to look at the map, because it's a very labyrinthian place. Maybe.
It looks like he's about to push you off the edge.
A little bit. Do I have to do anything special here, or is it just... There we go. Rocks fall, everyone dies.
Good thing gravity and mass are just like suggestions.
Ouch. I guess it hurts. I'm sorry. Ah, it's a wolf. Weedmon. Elevator. I need to see where does... God, this map is impossible to read. Okay, let's the rooftop. Doesn't do anything. There's a rock stuck in the machine. Maybe this is... I removed the rock. That should do it. Elevator's famous for being thwarted by rocks. Okay, this might be a real fight. Nest.
I like the pre-rendered backgrounds in this.
It is pretty
They
good.
could do with a little bit more color depth, but artistically, I kind of dig them.
Mm-hmm. A bird.
Oh.
In fact, it is Birdramon.
Birds are notorious for having beaks. This one has...
It has a beak and teeth.
Boy, it's a chunky customer.
It keeps blocking the attacks. Aha, but I too can block. I can also tell Andromon to be moderate, which means he stays at a certain range if possible. Which hopefully keeps him out of range of some of her attacks. Okay, she only really seems to know the one attack, which is good. Come on. God, I do not know how to mash faster than that. To charge up your special meter, you gotta mash the L and R buttons, and I swear I'm going as fast as I can. Do that with 1 health. Nope. Please stop getting hit by that. Birdramon is a useful person to have in the city too, so I would really like to get her. She runs a transportation system. Use this. If she gets her special off, then I might die. Okay, you're special. If you can fill up the charge meter all the way, it does way more damage. It's so hard. Okay, you got this in the bag, just don't biff it. Don't get hit by like 4 more of those fireballs. Please. Please, Andromon, 1 more hit. For the love of God, please. What are you doing? Oh, he doesn't have any MP left. I can't use his attacks.
Oh no.
Oh God.
Struggle.
I think I've lost. I think it's over. Distance.
You got no...
I have to wait for his finish move to charge again, basically. But I got no other recovery items.
Oof. Oof.
I'm just gonna load a save state. Try it again. Because I refuse. I do enjoy this game, but the combat is just a little too RNG sometimes for me to accept. Although this largely seems to be playing out exactly the same way. Okay, not quite. Yeah. Although, I guess the nice thing is she never used her finishing move. It's odd, because she absolutely should have had it. For some reason, I remember this fight being a lot harder than it actually is. tried a different technique. It didn't work. Going better this time. Yeah. Blocking them hits. Wow. Every now and then, when Digimon aren't paying attention, they'll just do the thing where they just kind of look to the sky. Silly. Okay.
Alright. Spiral sword.
Still not enough to charge it. Man, that's so hard to do. Couple more hits. That's all you gotta do. Okay, one more. There. We've defeated the bird.
Defeated.
You're good. So it was your nest. Yeah. Sorry to Andrew without adding. No, don't worry about it. What? I've heard of you. You're probably the only human left on the island. Left. Aren't you gonna invite me to this city? Bertram has become self-aware. She knows it's a video game. Yoink. And she actually brings us back to the city. And opens up this lovely little shack right here. Oh. Andromon wants something to eat after that battle. Have a meat. Which reminds me, we need to collect our daily allotment. Let's see what Digimon has to say about Birdramon. Hey. Huh. Alright. Birdra Transport. Hello, Birdramon. I'm a delivery man. So I think in this game, Birdramon is male, but Birdramon in the anime was female. And the guide doesn't seem to gender Birdramon at all, so indeterminate. So we can use Birdramon to take us to places for exorbitant prices.
So, like, you know, heaven forfend, but when Andromon passes away into the great beyond, you just start with like a new starter Digimon? Is that the end of the run?
Yeah,
Or-
pretty much. You get an egg. Uh-oh. Hold on. Item shopping will have to wait.
So, it's not like you have to do all the stuff within the lifespan of one Digimon.
No, certainly not. and you
Okay.
can't, basically. Like, there are some places you can only get to with certain Digimon. There are certain things that are locked behind other things that you need certain Digimon for, or puzzles you can only solve with certain ones. Like, I recruited Bakumon here because I answered the questions correctly, but if you don't have a guide and don't know the answer to the questions, you can get a Bakumon as your Digimon and then actually understand him when you talk.
I wasn't sure if it was possible to, like, if there was a kind of game where, like, you know, this run you do these things, but on your next run you might choose to do these other things. Or if it was, you know, you persist in the same world until you achieve whatever you set it out for.
Yeah, you're always working toward the common goal of rebuilding File City and recruiting Digimon, but it's once you get into some spots, like Birdramon is a champion level Digimon, and unless you have at least a champion level, you don't stand a chance in that fight. You gotta kind of pick and choose which fights to do. We could go to Friesland, but I should talk to Euromon first. But since at the start of the game you're only allowed to start with either Gabumon or Agumon, it kind of limits your choices as to who you can race from there. But once Andromon here will die, he then return to an egg. But there's 4 different eggs you can choose from, and the Digimon evolution trees are quite varied, like you can see in here. These are the ones that we had. We had Agumon turned into Centauromon, and then Andromon. But there's a whole bunch more that we can get.
Oh, okay. And so we didn't even have the baby or the entraining.
In this case, no.
We
Yeah, but when Andromon dies, then we'll get an egg, which will hatch into a baby, which will then digivolve into the entraining, then Rookie, Champion, and Ultimate. And that's how Digimon work. And at this point, Mega level Digimon didn't exist yet, so. Bandits. Let's do something about these bandits. Okay. That might be a hard fight. We want better things. I need a Digimon who has different, better attacks. I don't really want to go to deal with Ogremon just yet because I don't think that'll go very well. But we could go to Friesland. There's at least one person in Friesland that we can get. Although, let me check. Oh, we need to do something before that. I needed to see if there was an entry fee to do the thing I'm thinking of, to go recruit Penguinmon. And there is, but it is not money, it is fish. So we have to go stockpile on fish. That means it is time for the mini game that makes any open world game fishing. So we must go to Dragon Eye Lake. We put... Let's use a piece of giant meat as bait. Hang on. I forget. There we go. Give me one of the big fish. Come on. To reposition. There we go. Come on, big fish. Give me a bite. Come on. I don't want to waste a piece of giant meat on these tiny fish. Let's try going over here. We can get a much better fishing rod for this, but for now we're kind of stuck with... Ah, fish. It's not a great mini game.
I assume it's just you pull on the line and try not to let the tension max out for too long.
Yeah, basically. Look at those fish.
Yeah, that's what the big ones are.
Big boys. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. No.
Yeah.
There we go. Digi-snapper. You can probably catch some digi-anchovies here too. You can then use the fish as bait to catch other fish. Any takers? Oh. Oh, why do they go so far away? So long. And line broke.
Be more calm. You got too hyped up about fish.
Be more calm. Ugh, too fast. Yeah, if the tension gauge maxes out and they're pulling on, it can still break, even if you're not reeling. Why do they go all the way to the edge of the screen? It's like there's nothing you can do. They just fight until tired, and then you reel them in. Presumably this is less frustrating with a better fishing rod, but can't afford that right now. Okay, gotcha. One more. Come on. Oh. Come on. God, so frustrating. You want to pull on it to keep from going so far away, but the tension gauge is just maxed out, so there's nothing you can do. One more, because I fear Penguinmon. What? Didn't even know he was going for my bait. Come on. Haha. I'm beginning. Okay.
It is never not going to be fine to me. They're just being like followed around by this mechanical horror.
Yeah. Andromon can't help it.
Imagine you saw this thing like walking in the street. Like, how tall is he?
How tall is Andromon?
Yeah.
Oh, we've got this lovely little banner over the Final City now. I think we have 25 Digimon. I think Andromon is pretty tall. Like, I would say going on... He's at least like 6 feet tall. Judging from the anime, anyway.
And every footstep is just hard, chung, chung, chung.
He's very heavy, canonically. This version of him is actually pretty light. He weighs 28, whatever that means. 28 units.
That's a foot. Like, he looked fine up top, but then you get down to his leg and it's just awful.
Yeah. Cornered by Yanmamons. It's the bathroom.
Actually, he looks like the Robotype. Andromon is an android Digimon. It possesses a fighting strength which can fell a Digimon below ultimate in a single blow.
I wish that were true. Would have made that Bertramon a lot better.
It seems like you've been losing a lot or having enough trouble that it's not true. It was developed as a prototype for the Cyborg Digimon, and the mechanically based Andromon was manufactured at the same time as the organically based Cyborg Boltmon. Its technology was also appropriated for Metal Greymon and Megadramon.
That makes sense.
As a prototype, Digimon possesses neither will nor emotion, so it's faithful to its programmed behavior. It was upgraded with the program based on the data acquired for the Andromon on File Island, and the strength of that program varies.
Yeah. I'll probably do the Monochromon shop off camera, because it's just time consuming.
He very much looks like Robocop.
Oh. Crap, I forgot about this. Where the bandits attack. Let's go, Bob. And then we might be alright. Oh no.
Boltmon is just Frankenstein.
It's Ogremon and his bandits of Agumon. We're stronger and there's more of us. Go get them.
Oh.
This might end poorly.
Defeat these men.
Oh,
Prove your
God.
strength.
Hang on. No. This is a scripted fight, so we can't run. I forgot we can actually heal after Birdramon. This might be bad.
We can't attack. This looks bad.
Yeah, we're in trouble. Our attacks are...
Oh,
Oh,
it
I
does
guess...
do an area.
Yeah, I guess it does. Okay, well... We might be able to win this. Okay. Change target.
Used
Confused.
on fire.
So we'll try to focus down the Agumons first. Yeah. Okay. Might be able to take this. Almost. Oh, I think that might have full power, because that was 1,000 damage. But again, we have no more MP recovery items, so we're kind of just waiting this out.
It's gonna be...
Ogremon's not that hard of a fight. He's kind of... Ogremon is a recurring character. You fight him several times. So this is our first encounter with him. Isn't really that hard.
It's just I'm trying to gauge which is going down faster, your MP or his health. It's a close contest.
He seems to be very dumb, and it looks like we'll probably get one more finish off, so I'm not too worried. Need to make sure that I do it while he's not attacking. Come on. Nope. Good job, Andromon. Now we have to sit here and wait for your finish to age again. Keep your distance. It's honestly the worst part of this game is getting your finishing move off is a complete crapshoot, because if you do it while an enemy is charging their attack and you get hit, you just lose it. It's gone. And you don't know what to do it. Thankfully, Ogremon is not very strong. We can dodge a lot of his attacks. Except that one. I just...
dope.
At this point, I am so looking forward to Andromon kicking the bucket, because I need a Digimon with different moves. I need to learn different techniques. So badly. Defensive. Come on. Come on. There we go.
I'm looking. Backstab.
There.
Burning hell.
I spent all my money on recovery items, and now they're all gone. Dropped an HP. Agumon dropped a small recovery. Okay. Agumon dropped small recovery. Well, okay. Bye, guys. Oh, that was our first encounter with Ogremon. Yeah, you deserve some lunch. Here. Problem with Andromon's one attack is that he also it also uses a lot of MP. It uses like 163, I think. 165. So Yeah. So all of these are the attacks that he can learn, these light squares. So he can learn some of the other ones, but I remember looking these up, and these are moves that we can't learn right now. Like, these air moves, these battle moves, we can't get them. And these other mech moves are, we need to fight other mechanical Digimon, and that's... We don't have any right now. I think I want to go this way. Friesland. That's where I want to go. Welcome to Friesland. There's a stove here with a snow Agumon. And a mushroom.
Oh, I thought we were going to Friesland.
Where are you?
It's always really fun when we go to these like ice areas like that aren't like at the Arctic, because or even I guess even at the Arctic, where they're just like, yeah, it's the land of snow, and it's never implied it's just like winter here. It's always like, yeah, this place is snowing nonstop. It's just amusing to me.
Which one of these mysterious buildings on this map is Penguinmon's house?
It's never it's just winter. But then again, Zara told me to just snowed at your place this week, so maybe there are just eternal Arctic.
We have an absurd amount of snow on the ground right now for the beginning of November.
Is it gonna stick or is it gonna melt?
At this point, oh yeah, 100%. It's winter now here.
Okay.
Come on. I wouldn't even mind like the random encounters so much if the camera was better. Because some spots are just like you literally can't see anything, and if you just get jumped by people because you can't see them coming, like this. You have to know where these guys are already. I don't like it. Nice Sanctuary, Friesland, Great Canyon. You don't want to go to the Ice Sanctuary yet. We want to go... God, which one of these is Penguinmon? I think it's the one to the east. I like this guy. He just stands in front of the sign. He doesn't try and attack you or like patrol the area. He just guards the sign.
Oh, snow Agumon.
I think that's literally what they're called. I think they're just snow Pokemon. And Ice Ogremon, I think. Oh, he guards the mushroom. Ah, Penguin. Do you want to play a match with me? If you win, I'll do whatever you say. What kind of match? Digimon curling.
Ah, it's right in your wheelhouse.
Yep. Let's go. It's time to curl. Please explain.
How accurate is the description of the actual sport of curling?
It is similar in spirit, but in real curling, there are no different curling stones. They're all the same.
I don't know anything about curling other than that it is a sport that is played at the Olympics.
It is fun.
It's basically bocce ball, but with stones on ice.
Yeah. Also, if you go past the scoring zone in real curling, the ball or the stone is dead. Doesn't count.
Like, I don't even know like where it's played. Like, not at the Olympics. Is it like a thing in Canada?
Oh yes, very much so.
Oh, wow.
There are people up here who take curling extremely seriously.
Is that like would you have like curling teams at, like high schools or whatnot?
Somewhat. No, that was too hard. There's like professional curling teams. There's the Tim Hortons sponsors like a bracket every year where professional teams play. Probably one of the biggest curling tournaments in the world, I would say. Alright, let's try and knock him out of there. Dang. Gave him more points. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Curling is a very cool game in concept because it's very much about angles and... Wow. He just owned me.
Utterly destroyed.
Really fucking wrecked.
A little bit.
So I'm getting from this, it's more than just the sport where they like smooth the ice.
Yeah, the smoothing of the ice is entirely in service to moving the stones.
Penguin Mon just said, "You're not that great." Thanks, Penguin Mom. Literally the first game of curling ever played against a Digimon, and he's like, "You suck." Like, legit bad. Well,
Do we have to return these Digimon to the city alive? Oh!
huge play, maybe?
Get fucked!
Oh, nice.
I am winning. Eat that, Penguin Mon. He also gets the last rock, which is a pretty big move.
Ah, wait.
Wow. Hmm.
I didn't write for your one that's got the pegs on it. I don't know if I'd try and save the one in the bad zone.
Yeah, I've never
But
played the game.
If I get, even if I get 2 points, I'm still gonna break even with 0, and then he's got 1 more left and 2 points, so I gotta try and do something.
Yeah, I've never played the game, so this really does seem like something to be a good Yakuza minigame.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. I'm sure Yakuza would have a field day with curling.
God, just...
I don't know. Chaos reigns.
It would have to be like...
Well, that didn't work. Thanks, Penguin Mom. Yeah, we don't have to do this.
Oh?
Well, okay. He'll take points away from himself so that he doesn't win as much. Wow. The ultimate disrespect. Sorry, bro. Come back again to challenge me, and don't forget to bring another fish. Alright. This is why we loaded up on fish. I have a Digi-Snapper. The thing that sucks about the curling in this game is that the rocks you get aren't always the same. You get a random assortment.
Yeah,
So
you've got
can't
Carly
even-
medium rock.
Yeah, so you can't even play around that. It's just, yeah, you just get what you get. Come on. Yeah.
All right, you got that locked in.
Oh, now penguin.
I wish you could cheat in this minigame.
Me too.
Just like completely like use your Digimon powers to just fuck over Penguinmon.
What? Speaking of cheating, excuse me. Oh, I guess he's got fewer points, so he goes first.
Way to go, Penguinmon. That
Yeah,
really
Penguinmon, what's up, dude? You alright?
You're not that great.
Yeah, you're not that great.
You're trying to get him into the bad.
I would like to.
Oh, it's a heavy stone. Oh?
I can't see if it's close enough. No, not quite. Okay, I see what you're doing. But now I can just let chaos reign.
Oh! Oh!
Got him.
Eat it, Penguinmon.
Oh, that paid off. Nice.
The battle is just beginning. He still could pull out a win. He's not playing very good, though.
The fact he gets to go last is a huge buff to him.
I suppose it's fair since, like, to get the reward, you only need to win once.
Yeah. Getting that...
True, but it's always unsatisfying when you lose like 5 times and you just win once and it's cool.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about this game... Ooh. Alright. But unfortunately, I have the last rock. Oh, I could really screw this up, so I might just play this safe.
Yeah.
Whatever. You lost. Amazing, dude. I lost a match for the first time. Now come to the city. Oh well, I guess I have to, but I already decided what I'm going to do in the city. Any guesses as to what Penguinmon does in the city?
He reforms and turns his life around to stop his life of crime and becomes a baker.
Yeah.
But more seriously, is there any
win.
reward to beating him in like grilling matches?
Well, if you beat him in his home, then he joins the city.
If you beat him in the city.
Oh. When he goes to the city, he opens a curling rink. So now we can play curling anytime.
Yeah, so are there any rewards for that, or is it just you don't want to play curling?
I don't know offhand. You probably get, like, either item rewards or cash. So yeah, there are reasons to play. I don't remember what they are offhand, but
I just had a completely deranged, spite-filled idea. I'm not sure who's good.
oh,
So what if there was a way not only that you could beat, if you beat Penguin enough times in curling, not only could you like you could then teach like other NPCs how to curl, and just to the point where Penguin was just the worst curler in the city. I don't know why I hate this NPC this much, but he stood in our way.
I might actually be able to recruit Mojimon too.
See, everyone just decided to ignore that. As they should.
Penguinmon could never be the worst curler. He's a penguin. He was born to curl. Hello, Mojimon. If you got a thing I want, I'll trade. What will you give me? Giant meat. Yeah. There are 3 Mojimons here. They all want to trade for different stuff. Oh no!
Cycle.
The worst timing. Goodbye, Andromon.
Oh, they just fucking die.
Yeah, Andromon's dead. Long live Andromon.
Is this an age thing or?
Yep. Well, it's age plus he did lose that one fight, so that probably reduced his overall age. But 'tis what it is. But I definitely want a Tentomon, so I got to figure out which egg I need for that. Seems Bob has faded away. Where are you, Tentomon? Where are you, Tentomon? Give birth to a Digitama. Oh yeah, okay. So Digitama is their name for like the egg, and then there's a Digimon who is named Digitamon, who is a giant egg with legs, who talks like Peter Lorre in the anime dub.
It feels like that one should like birth like either some sort of like god or something. So we got Yoshi.
We got
Sonic.
Yoshi, Sonic, indeterminate. What,
Damus.
I may have lied. Maybe you can't get Tentomon. Oh, I'm sure you could get Tentomon. I swear I had one before. Maybe not. I do not see him. Hold on. I need to consult a real guide. Oh. Tentomon cannot be obtained legitimately during normal gameplay. Dang. I lied. I have spread
How
false
could
information
you?
on the internet.
Czar, when is your apology video coming out?
Right now, I apologize. Alright, so what are we feeling?
I'd guess the blue one.
Same.
Blue will give us Pokemon. That could potentially Blue. Behold, Andromon lives in a new form. It's one of those, like, personal massager things.
Finally. My calf's been killing me.
Time for a new name.
From Bob to
Carmen?
Sure.
Just go beyond the alphabet.
Yeah. Carmen is fine. Hello. You are tiny.
You were weak, but we will make you strong.
Carmen is.
Oh no, his name is Punimon. It really is weak.
Yeah, it's Punimon. It's a baby. It's a baby type. It knows the bubble. So, the nice thing about letting your Digimon die naturally is that it retains all of the techniques that it has learned. So all of the moves that you learn, as long as your Digimon doesn't die from combat, will keep all of them.
The way you phrased it, die naturally, made me think there was an option to just fucking murder your Digimon.
I mean, yes, that is true. You can't, if it loses a fight 3 times, it will just die.
Yeah, but it made it sound like you could just like pull, like when the Digimon is asleep and just pull out a gun or feed it like poisoned meat.
I always forgot a save machine. Oh, okay, I can use this to save anyway. No, I can't. I can't register Punimon for competition because it's a baby.
can't send babies to the Coliseum.
Nope.
Shaking my head at these like government labor laws holding back the small entrepreneur.
Yep. Alright, well, we're back to the gym now. Okay, so what am I going for? I want to go for MP and speed. You must be fast. That is the baby Digimon noise. Hungry. So, the thing about food in this game is that there are different levels of food, and if you feed something, like, they will affect the Digimon's weight more. So if you feed a baby Digimon giant meat, their weight will, like, just skyrocket, and it'll be too much for them. They don't need that much meat. But mushrooms and, like, Digi anchovies are good. So that is why I always stockpile on mushrooms. It's because once you get to a baby Digimon, they don't need very much food. MP, waterfall. Into the waterfall. Take a shower. Oh god, no. At least it makes sense that you have to take the baby Digimon to the toilet. Oh no, Sukumon is here. Sukumon is the poop Digimon. He hangs in the toilet at night. Hungry. Have a fish. Good job. Now, you were sleepy a sec ago, but now you're not. Truly, the needs of a baby are mysterious. What are we at? 26. We're getting there. Where the heck is the curling rink? I think it's in the back of the arena. I'm gonna find out. Let's go to the gladiatorial arena with our baby. I like the potted meat at the front entrance. Oh, here we go. Under the sign that says Ice Game. Hey, Penguin Mom. Actually, I want to see what the prizes are. Hey, bro, I made a skating rink here. 1 fish for 1 match, but if you win, I'll give you a nice prize. I don't know what the prize is.
But it's nice.
It really is. I was gonna look up to see what it is, but nah. My baby does not want to sleep anymore.
Real baby experience.
Alright, back to training. Oh, I guess judging from the happiness meter, Pokemon really likes it in the gym. Or when it's night. You can't tell.
The swollest baby.
Truly. Is it evolve time? Yep. Get big. I hope you like that noise.
It just keeps going.
Oh,
It has become
That one.
Sunomon. Yeah. Do a flip.
We are slowly building up towards the torso, I hope.
We'll get there. Sunomon.
progressive. No. We're just gonna have a progressively larger series of disembodied heads.
Yeah.
It'll get like a pair of legs and a neck.
So now it actually branches depending on what I give it.
Branches in terms of evolutions.
The fair speed stat must be highest. Okay. Yes. Yeah, because if you look... Yeah. Punimon always will digivolve into Sunomon. But Sunomon can turn into one of 2 Digimon. Depending on what stats are the highest. But in this case, we want speed to be high for what we're
You find it
ultimately
funny
going
that,
for.
like, I know that egg colors don't correlate to the actual animal's colors, but I do find it funny you got a blue egg and, like, he has not had any blue on him so far.
Oh, just wait. It will be the fastest little orb in the world.
It's notably like robin egg. Robin eggs are blue, right?
Yep.
Yes. You've earned a
It's funny
giant
'cause
meat.
they're a black and orange bird.
I think Sunomon is also nocturnal. So his time of activity is at night, rather than during the day. Go poop. Good job. I don't know how an orb poops, but I don't want to know. It's cursed knowledge. Andromon sleeping. Thank you for the meat. There's actually, I think there's already a Sunomon in town. Oh, he's not out at night though. He hops around the plaza. There you go. Let's use some offense. Or no, that's defense. Yeah, defense is fine. Hungry. Have a mushroom. Sleepy time. Yes, okay. Sleep. Love the little backflip it does. It can't emote any other way, so it just has the backflip. I don't know how it did that. It's not important. Nope, nope, not a porta potty. Continue. I'm also kind of hoping that your Digimon like passes on some of its stats, but I don't think it does. It's just the techniques. Oops. Which admittedly is still pretty decent. And you don't have to go and learn techniques again. That just makes more powerful Digimon by the fact that everything compounds. I guess we never went to the item shop. Do I have anything to go there? I could put the HP chip away. I always forget that the item keeper is here. Because it's like, it's the first Digimon that you fight. It's an Agumon. Put away my HP chip. I've been stockpiling a whole bunch of these chips, so once we get another decent Digimon, we can boost their stats. But for now, you need more speed. It is kind of cathartic in a weird way. Like the gameplay loop being, you know, you get used to having like a powerful Digimon, you run around and do a bunch of exploring and combat and stuff, and then it kind of just all starts over again, and you end up back here in the gym, just training your new Digimon.
I'm curious how, like, but it's also like it's not totally a reset though because you're
No.
Yeah. Though I guess if it does die in combat, I guess that means you are starting from scratch again, unless I missed something.
I don't think you lose all of the techniques that you've learned. I think you just lose some. So depending on how you know is more, could be better or worse, but
I guess this is also of horizontal growth as opposed to just pure vertical growth.
yeah.
Which isn't to say that horizontal growth is strictly horizontal, like a diagonal.
You need more MP. You feeling? Good? Alright. Back in the waterfall.
Cruel trainer forces Digimon under waterfall for hours on end.
Oh god. It has to eat and poop at the same time. Deal with one thing at a time here. Have a fish. Get them fish oils. It's good. It's brain food. It's good for you.
Okay, now I'm thinking of the digestive tract of this thing, and I don't like it.
Yeah, don't. That's beyond that. That way lies awesomeness. There's some things that the human mind was never meant to know.
Lovecraft, eat your heart out.
Yeah, I want you to have high offense. Your speed still needs to be the highest. Okay. Now, if everything planned out the way I thought, you should become... Nope, that is not what I expected.
Is that a gecko?
That is Elecmon. He is a thing. I don't know what he's supposed to be. He's currently very sleepy and hungry. Neat.
I too get sleepy and hungry when I double my body mass and grow 4 limbs
Yeah, that tends to happen.
and a torso.
Okay. Well, I was expecting to get Gabumon. I guess his defense needed to be higher.
What is Gabumon? Oh, so is this like the bad evolutionary line?
No, not necessarily. It's just I was aiming for Garurumon, who's the wolf. The blue wolf.
Oh, Gabumon looks way cooler.
Um. Where do we go with Elecmon? That's the real question.
I'm gonna
Ooh.
wiki this.
Okay, we've got some options here.
Oh god, the fandom sites.
Oh,
The
it's
fandom
gonna run
sites are
deep.
So
Oh, I
slow
think
now.
Mojimon should be back with potentially some treasure. We'll go check out with him. What's up? What'd you find? We got some treasure. An S defense disc. Super boost defense power in battle. Yeah, okay. It's alright. Oh yeah, that was Gabumon. He was hanging out in there with Dromojimon. So that's who I was aiming for. But I got Elecmon instead, which isn't a bad thing. I can deal with Elecmon. I just need to see what
Oh,
he
he's
turns
got some
into.
nice next forms. But granted, this probably isn't for this game. What's the name of this
Maybe not.
game?
I want to see what. So he's got 4. I know one of them.
I'm trying to look this up, but I keep on getting thrown to wikis, which crash immediately because they run a billion ads on them each.
Could turn into Bakamon. Okay. Could get a ghost. And then that's probably it, actually. Because there are always 2 champion level Digimon that any of the other ones can turn into. And that is Numamon and Sukamon. And they are both objectively the worst Digimon. They're bad. You don't want them. So I guess our choices, we can either become Angemon from here, or what was the other one? Bakamon. So we could become an angel or a ghost.
Either. I mean,
I'll go with the angel.
Angemon is pretty good. I've had him before in this game, and he's quite powerful. And he can... I don't know what he can turn into as far as an ultimate form goes. He could turn into an Andromon again. Oh, actually, we could get a Leomon too. I lied.
Oh.
Leomon's pretty cool. That's doable. What does... Trying to see what Angemon can digivolve into. There's not very much. Okay. Well, I think I might aim for Leomon then, because I don't think I've ever had one in this game before, and he's Neo.
Sounds good.
He's
Lions are
tough.
cool.
He is a lion. However, I may do that next time, as it is getting late.
Oh, that was cute.
Elecmon is kind of cute. In the anime, he is like the caretaker of all the baby Digimon.
Aw. It's like a nine-tailed fox, but also a lizard. I cannot tell.
Yeah, I don't
What?
really know what his deal is. He powers the lights here in the plaza. The restaurant. Have we... I think Merimon is the only one that we recruited for the restaurant so far. There are others that will join, but I think he's the only one that we've collected thus far. Good old Bakamon. Alright, so Leomon, we need 100 offense, 100 speed, 100 brains. Which I think those conditions overlap with some of the other ones, so we might end up with something different. There are bonus conditions for Leomon as well, but those are a little more rough to get. Leomon's bonus conditions are 10 plus battles and 35 plus techniques. Which, a little out of our reach at the moment.
Back when they used to do this stuff to sell guides.
Yep. Well, the speed's
There's
almost
also-
100 already, so...
Well, to be fair, this could also just be a case of, would it be cool if we had like various conditions that would result in various Digimon, but we didn't tell anyone what they were? Yeah, that'd be awesome. It'd be experimental with that, and then they actually try it out and just like, oh, this is not as cool as I thought it would be.
I mean, the first time that you play this game, it is really cool, because it's like, there's always something new. Like, you try out different combinations of training, and it's like, oh, what's it going to be? What's it going to turn into? But then, once you play it for a while, and you kind of start getting the same stuff over and over again, then it's like, okay, I need to know how to not get this.
Yeah.
I want to
That's
get
why
the,
it's cool
the
at
cooler
first.
Digimon.
Like that's why I would go through like an initial phase, but eventually you're gonna. And the unfortunate part is like your more dedicated fans are gonna be playing the game longer, so
Yeah.
you're gonna be annoyed more often.
Oh, you do not have very many brains. This is kind of a
I
dumb
guess the-
Elecmon.
I guess the correct move here in game is just after a certain point unlock a guidebook that shows you the evolution paths. Once you're far enough in that it starts losing its luster.
I mean, it does... Hungry? Okay. Just hungry. Having meat. I mean, you do have the chart of Digimon. But it doesn't tell you any information as to how you got there. It just gave you more of a sense of, like, okay. Good lord. If it gave you more of a sense of like, okay, this is what you did, these are the minimum requirements to get here, which is what the guide does. It does give you the minimum requirements, although I'm pretty sure some of them are just lies. I'm pretty sure there is inaccurate information in this guide. Oh god.
That's pretty classic. There's usually, they go off a pre-release version, or well, I don't know if that'd be the case with this one, but that's often what happened to a lot of them.
Well, even just at the back of this list of Digimon, there's 3 of them that they list here that you can get, but all of their stats and like information is top secret. They just have top secret written on it, so you have to figure it out on your own.
Oh, that is some bullshit.
It is. I have had one of them. One of them is Phoenixmon, which is one I've done before. Which I think Angemon can turn into Phoenixmon. Now that I think about it. And Phoenixmon is pretty good.
But yeah, it sounds they want to sell the books to get money, but they don't want to like spend any dev time on it, so they just like have a writer just make their best guess.
More. Hungry boy. Is there a weight requirement for Leomon? 20G. Is that a hard limit? How much do you weigh? 14. Okay. You're not very heavy. But for now, you sleep. And I will save. And we will call it there. I need to look up what techniques Elecmon can learn, and then see if I can go and learn those while you're still a little guy. But for now, I close the game.
You put down your Digisword.
Oh, they have trees here. Angemon. Whoa, hold on. Angemon can turn into Devimon? That's not right. Champion level. How does that happen? Explain yourself, game. Angemon form has a 50% chance of digivolving into Devimon when its discipline gauge is below 50% and it loses a battle. Okay, that's kind of cool. We'll see. A lot of information to take in. But for now, nobody's really online. It's a quiet night. So I'll send you into the void. Take care of your Digimon.
Oh, please, I can't return.
And by your Digimon, I mean yourself. Get some sleep. Have a snack.
In this day and age, truly, aren't we all digital monsters?
Yeah, there it is.
This is now retroactively a critique of social media. In particular, the haters.
The quote unquote haters.
The alleged haters. Who do not understand.
David Hater. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Thank you to my co-hosts for riding along.
I ruined the stream.
Nah. I wouldn't say so. You brought life.
A natural life.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Much like I am prolonging this outro.
Thank you for watching. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.
Hi, folks.